Yo, what's up guys, it's Skeppy here. So today I'm gonna break down a beat that a viewer requested me to do. It's a Central Cee type beat. I'm just gonna get straight into the video. You know we don't waste time here. So the first thing I'll show you guys is the melody, the main melody. This is from Looperman. This was I think by Yoshi, but it's a bell melody. Here it is. Sounds hard, man. So definitely rings Central Cee, you know. Anyways, so if you were to use that whole loop throughout the whole beat without a counter melody, it would just sound boring. So I added in a few more instruments. The first one was just piano. I added just a few notes, man, nothing crazy. And then these vocal chops. So I'll show you guys how I made them chops. Let me just turn off the effects. So I want to show you guys how it sounded beforehand. And yeah, man. So let me just select it. Right. So beforehand it was just literally just this. So the vocals sound dry as fuck. So that just repeats again. But what you can't do is kind of like pick out other notes that sound kind of like ad-libs and just place it in between the main notes. Just makes it sound fuller and gives more variation, you know. So alright, so that sounds hard. And then I just processed, I'll show you guys how I process the vocals. So the first step to make them fit in the mix, I added this. One sec, let me select it here. So I selected, the first thing I added was this parametric EQ. Obviously the vocals aren't routed here, but it cuts out the frequencies on the sides. I also added kind of more stereo separation, so, and then this reverb, and then some pancake, which kind of like pans it automatically, you know. So that's the vocals, man. I'll just get straight. That's the melody. So let's get straight into the drums now. The hi-hats now. Let me just select this. Just very simple hi-hats, nothing crazy. Next we have a clap. I left out the second clap for the snare. So just a basic pattern again. And then just have these clicks. Here's the DR snare now. I'll play with my clap. Right. So let's get into the 808s, man. So I think I have 4 patterns. So man, as you guys know, always have your 808s in key and tune them as well. So the original bell sample goes from C sharp to G sharp and it repeats every 2 bars like that. So here's the 808s. So the second pattern right here. Alright, so here I have like this kind of this weird grime trap 808, and it plays here together with 808. That's literally just that pattern, and it's panned as well. Let's get into the other 808. Panned 808s. So here I want to point out that here's a good example of how you should use your 808s as an instrument. Like you sometimes hear people say that. So I don't know if you noticed, but the 808 here coming into the hook follows the vocals. So I want you to listen carefully. So when she says, "Tell me, do you feel?" Listen. Do you feel? So it kind of just follows the vocals. I don't know, it just makes your beat sound a lot better, man. Like, you know, when you use it as an instrument, just play around with it, man. Just use your own creativity. That's all it is. And then the final 808. So the same 808 basically. Just added a few different notes here. So how you make that kind of slide up is you just turn the main note down and you put it into the slide note. And then yeah, the kicks, man. So for every new 808 pattern I made a new kick pattern. So yeah, you can see there's a lot of kicks, but this is the hook. So I don't know, I feel like if you have a bit more kicks, it just sounds like the pace is faster. It picks up the pace. I don't know how to explain it, man. But and I played around with the velocities, the kicks. This is just for the intro of the hook. So I'll just show you now. Transition. So as soon as the third kick hits, the 808 comes in. And then for the transition, it's just like this kind of riser. Just adds like some, I don't know, the thing with risers is it just adds more fullness before a drop. So definitely use risers, man. And then this fill from Hussein. And then what else can I show you guys? Oh yeah, so to add more bounce, yeah. Before I show you the snow perk, here's this perk. So that's just a, just, I think it's like this weird kind of snare, but that just bounces off the kicks. But here's where I'll just show you how to add more bounce using the snuff perk. So before we continue, the snuff perk is actually on a hold here, and you can just follow the same thing. So just listen to the snuff. So this is just in the back. Just add subtle bounce in the background. Just keep it low, don't make it loud. You know what I mean? Treat it as a perk. And then for the last part, it's just a grime bass following the 808 pattern. Yeah, man, that's all the instruments. And then one thing I like to point out is the vocals. So you could chop your vocals again, which I did here. I don't know if did I show the flute? Here's the flute anyways. So I'll just let it play. So I was gonna add the flute like this together. I just felt like there's too many instruments, man. So another thing to mention, if your melodies plays a big role in your beat, like if it's carrying your beat, you don't have to go crazy with the instruments. Like you don't have to put too many in. Like I have some tutorials that my drums sometimes up to like track 22 and shit. But if you make a melody from scratch, you don't have to put too many drums in, as opposed to if you're using a chopped up sample. That's when it's very repetitive, and that's when usually your beats would just, your drums would carry the beat. So yeah, man, don't go crazy on the drums. What else can I show you? Yeah, man, then this creature kind of, it's from 808 Mellows pack. Just fit the beat nicely. And then just some panning, some automation. So this for the vocals. Just a subtle gate, you know. And yeah, I'll just show you some of my mix. So how I mix is I don't turn these faders down. I don't. It's not really a good practice to do it. I just do all my leveling inside of the channel rack. Just use the volume buttons. I just mix usually as I put every instrument in. So for example, if I were to put a clap, I'd mix it before I add the next instrument. But usually I put my melody, my main melody at -15 dB, and then I'd add in my next instrument, which is the piano, and I'd level it in relation to the main melody, and then I'd start with the drums and the clap, so on and so forth. So that's all you gotta do, just turn every instrument on one by one. Yeah, I don't know, some of you guys may want to see how I made the kicks that bouncy, I mean that hit that hard. So literally just turn the kicks mono, they should always be mono, put a soft clipper on your master, and then let me see the bobby kick. Yeah, you just turn it all the way in the channel rack, and then boost it here in the pre-computed effects. Don't boost it by too much, don't go crazy with it. And then what else you could do is pitch the kicks down a few semitones. In this case I pitched it down to, I think this A, just A. But yeah, man, that's the whole beat, man. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial.